So here we go. Back again. Episode.
Yeah, this is a good one. Episode what?
I believe it's 14, 13.
I thought we already had 15 at the shop.
No, 15 at the shop. Remember, I kept putting in the video like this ain't 15. It's
Bro, how we gonna
14.
lose count at 15? Huh?
Because I only got 10 fingers.
Yeah, I hear you.
So episode, I believe it's 15.
15 and a half.
Hey, 15 and a half, 15 and a half. So anyway, here we go.
One of them.
We are going to give you momentarily the results of the Benchie Awards that we finished off last year. We finished off 2020 with giving you the categories for the Benchie Awards, and now we are going to give you those results here in just a moment. But first, I want to kind of give you a little quick rundown of the show and how we're going to do this. So, like I said, first segment, we're going to run off the winners of the Benchie categories, and then after that, we're going to go into a little story time.
I'm glad we got this in January.
Yeah.
Damn near February.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, you know, shit going on.
Hey,
so we're going to...
It's Florida.
It's Florida in February. Hashtag FL in Feb.
Well, it starts in January. But
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
So we're going to rattle off the winners of the Benchie categories, and then we're going to go into a little story time. Okay. And the story time is, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be my, we've had 2 story times so far, and they were, and also you have to excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather.
Very verklempt.
Yeah. So the first 2 stories were your Chili Bowl story and Bristol story. So it's going to be my first story time. And this story time, we are going to tell the tale of last week and how Shane Burrows and Team Too Fat to Fly with the 70B made it through the UMP Dirt Car Winternationals at East Bay Raceway Park. So, Yoho's calling. Answer it on the show. Answer it.
I'll answer it.
Answer it.
Go ahead, Yoho.
So, we can't disclose the information that was on the phone call there with one Mr. Robert Yoho, but we do want you to know that Yoho did call randomly. He didn't know we were doing the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't really have a set schedule for it.
Oh, no. And Yoho don't really give a shit that we're doing the show.
I don't think he cares. No, I mean, he called, maybe put it on his live and other things, but no, we'll get to Yoho.
Yeah,
We'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, we're going to have Yoho on
for sure.
So, but yeah, he was talking about some upcoming events at Showtime Speedway. So be sure to be checking the Showtime Speedway Facebook page and Robert Yoho's Wild Ass Live videos to find out all the information you need to know about the upcoming non-wings, the upcoming races, I should say, at
Showtime.
So,
whoa.
Yeah, like I was saying though, before Yoho interrupted.
So we're gonna go through the benchies.
We're gonna
go through your little story time.
Why's it gotta be little?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's just how I talk. I don't mean little. Your big ass story time.
I'm messing with you. All right, so
I thought all the stories were just little stories.
Before we get to the results of the benchies, we cannot go any further without mentioning the guys that just signed on. Episode 15 that we're in right now was going to be, they had paid up through episode 15. And guess what? They just signed on through episode 20. So we've got them locked in.
We don't know what episode we're on, so we might be able to milk this out.
This is 15. So they just locked it in for 5 more shows to be the sponsor of the opening segment. And as always, for I guess it'd be 14 shows in a row now because they weren't here for the first one. Rageable Racing Engines sticking with us through thick, through thin, through time lapses. They're here staying on board.
Brain fades.
Yeah. Brain fades, brain farts, whatever you may call it. They have stuck with us, and hopefully they keep riding this bench racing train right until we crash and burn. But anyways, we really appreciate Brian and Brandon Bull of Raging Bull Racing Engines, I should say. And
you're doing great.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're doing great.
And as always,
for a good time,
call 863-944-4214. They'll get you hooked up or whatever you need. Engines, tires, prep, whatever you need, they got you. So make sure you give those guys right here on the north side of beautiful Polk County, Florida, a call. So without further ado, we're going to go to the results of the Benchies.
The Benchies.
Benchies.
And I didn't realize how awaited these were.
Yeah. Yeah. We went live right before the show. For those of you who don't have Facebook, we went live right before the show, and they're like, who won the Benchies? Who won the Benchies?
Now we got to come up with the damn trophy. First of all, we made up the Benchies on the spot on that show, thinking maybe y'all help forget, and they didn't.
No.
So here we go. So what's number one?
All right, number one. We're just gonna dive right into it because number one,
Cannonball
into the shallow end is Cobb of the Year.
Oh,
okay.
God.
And Cobb of the
Year. This might be my favorite category.
Cobb of the Year. We had a few nominations before.
We're definitely gonna catch some hell.
Oh yeah, we're gonna catch some hell. But hey, you know what?
And by the way, full disclosure. This was voted on by the fans, not by us.
Yeah.
And no way, shape, or form is this a direct reflection of Brian Danforth and Troy DeCaire.
Yeah. So, yes, I know y'all are sue happy right now, so sue the fans, not us. But
anyway, hell, you can't take nothing from nothing.
Yeah.
So y'all
anyway.
want the $20 we get from Raging Bull? Is that what y'all?
So, hey, Cobb of the Year. We had a few nominations before the incident on the front stretch at Showtime Speedway happened. But guess what? The people have spoken, and they will not have it any other way. This show will be canceled by the cancel culture if Bruce Bennett isn't the Cobb of the Year.
Oh. Hey,
and from what I've seen, you're a Cobb.
He copped that whole deal up.
He did. And you know what? It wasn't the first time he ran over Little John.
Hey.
LJ Grimm.
Oh, man.
It was about the 10th time. And it was about the 4th or 5th year that this whole deal had been going on. And LJ,
I seen it.
It's been said that LJ wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
That
LJ's a gentle giant.
That is a fact. As a matter of fact, he told me, hey, that's the first fight I ever been in.
Hey, but you know what? You poke the bear long enough, he's going to jump out of that modified and he's going to go to wailing on you. And you picked the wrong night to fence the old 54 going down the backstretch. And then you ran over him under caution.
That was where you went wrong.
That's
where you cobbed up.
Yeah, you cobbed it up when you
hit somebody under caution. That's where you cobb it up.
You fishtailed him under caution after you fenced him. So LJ dropped her into low gear and drove through your shit, put you in the fence, and then went over and went to wailing on you. And then Mike Sweet, the owner of the car, sprinted from the turn one fence.
And I don't know, it's been a while since he sprinted.
Yeah, and
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think it's been a little while.
Hey, and he sprinted from the turn one fence. He got him some. He went to hammer fisting.
He dropped a hammer.
He did. Now I don't know who the big fella is
that stole the old dude. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but we'll give props to LJ for handling it. Hey, we talked about that.
Well, it piggybacks into how he became.
LJ Grimm and the Too Sweet Band?
No, I'm talking about Benchie's category number 2. It's going to go piggyback.
Oh, yeah, it's going to piggyback. But I'll wrap it up with this. You poke the bear for so long, eventually he's going to snap, okay? And he snapped on you on the front stretch and got that video that I believe Chase Lovelady posted. Last time I checked right before the show.
I seen that.
150,000 views.
Woo!
Woo! Guess what? You know what? Yoho wants to talk about Showtime. That's Showtime right there. A little Oklahoma knuckle dance on the front stretch. Come on. That's Showtime.
Hey, I seen
I'd give him $100. I'd give LJ and Mike Sweet $100 a piece and 2 free armbands.
Hey, people helping people. This is all about marketing.
Exactly.
And networking. And they was out there just trying to connect.
That's all it was.
And he damn sure did.
So he connected. He connected very well.
I mean, I see it looked like he was playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah. So that's going to go right into, like Troy said, piggyback the next category. And we talked about the People's Champ. And, we threw out a few names, but, I mean, LJ Grimm, and it's funny because we actually talked about LJ in the previous episode, kind of being the People's Champ. He runs 5 or 6 different types of cars for different car owners. He's clean. He don't run over nobody. He takes care of equipment. So he was kind of the People's Champ in that sense.
People like him. I don't get it because he's a shit talker on the low.
Yeah.
And I know, and you know.
Yeah.
And dude, and you know what's funny? I love me some LJ Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yep. So LJ's been a fan favorite. And then now he's even more of a fan favorite.
Dude, I just try to look at it the same way. It's like when I was up in Indiana, at Kokomo, the People's Champ in general is Dave Darling. That's the People's Champ. And it was just like, man, Dave Darling can't piss nobody off if he tried. Mm-hmm. And that's just, LJ can't do, he just can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even when he's wrong, he's right.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the People's Champ. And, per the votes, some of these votes may have been down to 2 folks, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you that this one was. These 2 categories were blown out of the water.
Water, he said.
Cobb of the Year and People's Champ. It was a landslide. There was no. You didn't have to go recount votes in this one. It was a landslide, and it was not no 51-49. It was about 98-2.
Yeah, no, it was.
LJ Grimm is the People's Champ. Everybody's always liked him, but now that LJ got out, hey, you know what he did? We talked about it in another episode. We talked about race fight etiquette. You got a problem, you go handle it. He let it build and build and build, didn't do nothing for 4 or 5 years. I don't even think
he was in control of the situation. Like, it just happened.
He lost all muscle control like Ricky Bobby.
Oh, man.
So LJ wouldn't handle it. So LJ Grimm is the Bench Racing 2020 People's Champ.
Hey, that might get you a belt.
Yeah.
We have to make a belt buckle because we're not really into fancy stuff like Yo-Ho. We don't have the big stuff, but we might make you a Bench Racing belt buckle.
Yeah, we'll get one at Strawberry Festival for you.
Damn. Okay, so what's the next one?
The next one is the sickest.
Hey, now this is a phrase that has taken off.
Yeah.
And I stole it from Scott Bloomquist, and because he just referred to people who had this sickness. And the sickness is, like, you could probably, if you invested this amount of time in anything else, be wealthy. Like, if you just took half the brain power you put into racing.
And all the man hours.
Yeah, into, real estate, maybe you're doctoring or passing the bar exam. Some shit like that, you'd probably be all right in society. But you decided to waste it or direct it towards automobile racing. And so, there's a lot of folks we know got the sickness. We know that boy Josh Williams got the sickness.
Oh, yeah, Josh got the sickness.
We know my boy Michael Goddard got the sickness.
Oh, yeah.
Your boy D. Brown got the sickness.
D. Brown got
Dude, there's
the
some people, I'm talking when you're going to fight with your old lady, your girl, do whatever. Just, it's blood, sweat, tears. You're out there trying to get it done. But who did we give this to?
We gave this to one of the craziest.
That boy, wow. The Yosemite Sam.
That boy, wow.
Hey, the Yosemite Sam of promoters.
Hey, that boy's silly.
Hey, he got the sickness.
But he got the sickness.
Let me tell you, I'm talking about put a bed in your office. I'm talking about CRA want to shit on you, and you go, no, the show's not over till I say it's over. We running, and we adding $5,000.
I'm going to pay $15,000, the sickest of the year for 2020.
Robert Yoho. Dude, hey, love him, hate him. I've done both already. Like, I hated him, and then now I've gotten to know him on a different level. The guy, he's terminal.
He just wants to race, promote races.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Showtime.
It's going to be huge.
Gonna be huge.
Hey, dude, the guy's live videos getting 50K. He's out there like shit. We wish we had Yoho views. We gotta have to have him on the show just to get some views. It could be figure 8. It could be super late model. It could be sprint car. It could be, I mean, whatever. He's excited.
Yeah.
The dude got this.
And he'll put the money up. He might decide on Wednesday, I'm going to pay $5,000 to win this class.
He might decide halfway through the day on Saturday. Like, I mean, it don't matter. I mean, and the guy got his body shop. He's got his tow comp. I mean, he don't need to race.
Yeah.
He don't need this headache. He slap does it because that's what he wants to do. And, you know, I know people fight with him and do something. It's crazy. But, like, name somebody who's trying harder, especially in South Florida. Like, I mean, he gets people fired up, whether it's good or bad. He gets excitement. He gets and the people show up.
Yeah, they do.
That boy got the sickness.
Hey, Robert Yo-O, you got our respect, and you also got the sickness.
He got the sickness.
So, our fourth and final category here is the bench racing radar. Now, on the last episode, we threw out kind of some young gun names, you know, anywhere from Colton Bettis at 10 or 11 years old to TJ DeCaire, Troy's nephew at 13 to Chase King at 22. But
he's like 19.
Oh, yeah, Chase King's 19. I'm sorry. I was thinking about our actual winner here. Yeah, Chase King actually just turned 19 a few days ago.
There's a lot of dudes. I mean, it's hard to select. And, you know, you don't want to be wrong when you're talking about who's coming, you know. And like this one particularly, because since the show, because I'll be dead honest with you, when the show first started, I had no friggin' clue. I didn't know and we're talking about Michael Goddard. I didn't know Michael Goddard from when he came in our trailer at Showtime. Yep. Him and Big Will. I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. But the kid driving up to my car owner's shop 2.5 hours, turn around, leaving at midnight, drive 2.5 more hours, waking up, work at Sunbelt Rental, getting out there, and then being a flat out problem.
Yeah.
A problem with these boys in the super late model division out there. And he ain't got but maybe 20 start, 30 start. I don't know. He ain't raced very long. Shit, he didn't start racing nothing until he started a pro truck 4 or 5 years ago. And I watched this guy, and now I kind of latched on. He's tight with my buddy Tyler Rohr. Shout out, you know, Rocket Fabrication and Suspension over there. He was tight with him and a few other cats, and I watched him go down there. We went down to the when we came out with the sickness shirts. We went down to the 10,000 to win at Punta Gorda, set her on the stump.
That's right, and they let us set up our T-shirt table at their trailer.
And actually, that may have swayed us.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. But so then, I mean, had a hole. Had some bad luck. But then went down there. I started hanging out and helping with those guys. And when I say helping, I don't do shit. Like I just started hanging around some badass racers. Like I feel like him, his dad, Bill Van Devener, and them guys.
Big Will.
I mean, they got the sickness.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was tough to not give them this award, the sickness award.
The Front Stretch Garage, shout out
the Front Stretch Mafia. I don't know what it is, Garage Mafia, something like. I don't even know that part, but like, but damn, that boy got it. And I'm telling you, if you ain't aware yet, when he went ahead won that first $10,000, then showed up to the $15,000, and I felt like had motor problems. But if you ain't looking now, we're gonna have to let you know. I think watch, boy. Just watch. I think it's coming.
Better watch out for the neon green 37 National Roofing entry out of Punta Gorda, Florida.
Well, yeah. I don't know. They say Naples, Fort Myers.
Naples, whatever.
He's from down there.
He's from down yonder way.
Hey, down 75.
Yeah.
But, you know, and it takes a lot, I feel like, because some people say, oh, you don't give people enough credit, blah, blah, blah. And like, if you ain't watching yet, I just want to put you on notice.
Yeah.
That boy got it. And I'm saying he's coming. And, you know, shout out. I mean, my boy Brian put me on to him, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of yeah, words are hard. I'm proud of Michael Goddard.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. And you know, I think he just turned 23. Dude's got sickness. He's hardworking. You're going to have to deal with him.
And he's on the radar.
We had to tell him.
Yeah.
We had to get up on his ass episode 8.
Yeah.
You going? Hey, say it with your chest, Michael.
Yeah. Go back and watch episode 8. I know a lot of people.
Dude,
This is like 3 shows in a row, but we keep. Every time we go somewhere, people's like, man, hey, episode 8, man.
I play that like the Rocky theme or some shit.
Yeah. I got a buddy, Ed McKenzie. He's like, whenever I don't feel like working on the Legends car, I just turn on the last 20 minutes of episode 8 and I get my ass off the couch.
Hey, dude, but I tell you what, and that same thing. I mean, that boy got me fired up to get back in the shot game. Proud of him. And you know, congratulations to all our Benchie winners here.
Yeah, congratulations.
Even you, Cobb of the Year.
Yeah, congratulations. Michael Goddard, congratulations.
Damn, you didn't even catch that.
Robert Yoho.
You didn't even catch that. I say, even you, Cobb of the Year.
Oh, yeah, I'm going up the list backwards.
Even you, Cobb of the Month. Cobb of the Day. Even you, Cobb of the... Our first outtake reel was at my shop on the whole Cobb of the Year thing.
Yeah.
Dude, we'll have to play that.
Congratulations, LJ Graham, on winning the People's Champ. And even congratulations to you, Bruce Bennett, on winning.
I got to watch Harry Potter now.
Yeah, he just looks like the Sorcerer of Stone, or I don't know.
Damn, bro, you know the hate we're about to get? It's okay. Hey, but it's real.
Hey, I heard Sue happy.
Come on.
Hey, you ain't going to get much. You're going to get 4 microphones and a damn thing full of buttons.
We got 4 microphones?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, you rich.
Yeah. Yeah. So send it over from just have the...
I don't even know if we got an LLC y'all can come after yet.
No, we don't got no LLC, but have the attorney...
You can take half our Facebook page.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, because you're going to need them because you have no fans. But have the attorney from Hogwarts, send over the cease and desist.
Damn, bro, you out here you attacking Disney? Or who's the one in charge? I don't know.
But, Bruce Bennett's in charge of Hogwarts.
But we're going to bring it back in here. LJ Graham, Bruce Bennett, Robert Yoho,
Michael Goddard. Woo! Showtime.
Michael Goddard. Hey, next, I can only imagine what the 2021 Benchie's going to be. Like,
that's going to be fun.
I just pray we make it to the 2021 Benchies. That's really my goal in life at this point.
Yeah, without getting canceled or getting sued. So that's it for segment 1.
As long as your mommy and them still watching, we ain't get canceled.
Yeah.
We can have 1.5 views. Because can you watch your own show? Oh, no. Good. So no, we ain't getting canceled.
Yeah. Hey, so anyways, again, thank you to Raging Bull. They have brought you the winners of the Benchies here tonight. And now we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with story time, the story of Shane Burrows and the 70B crew of the 2021 Dirt Car UMP Winternationals at East Bay Raceway Park. Come on.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you the story of Shane Burrows in the 70B. But before we get too far, we got to remind you that this segment is brought to you by Affordable Screen Print and Embroidery.
Oh, I was like, shit, I don't even know.
So, for any of your screen print and or embroidery needs and a slight little bit of sublimation. You didn't even know about that.
Oh, you fancy.
Oh, you fancy, huh? Give us a call here at Affordable Screen Print and Embroidery. Move your head. 863-537.
You don't even know your own phone number?
No, I have it stored in my phone. I don't even know the shop number.
He says calling me.
Add me on Facebook, even though I hate Facebook Messenger. We'll make it happen.
You don't hate that money?
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Pretty much all that calls here is spam calls. Most of it goes to my damn cell phone. So it rings nonstop.
It must be hard being so big time.
Oh, I'm just trying to be as big as Troy DeCaire. one of these days.
Shit, me too.
Yeah.
I wish I was half as cool as me.
I mean, if you were as cool as half people think you are, you'd be
Dude,
doing okay.
Hey,
you ain't that cool.
I enjoy the stories myself.
You kind of suck. I mean, you're cool, but everybody thinks you're like, God, that's Troy DeCaire.
I don't know. No, most people are like, there's that right there.
You heard what he said on that damn Facebook show they got?
I seen you on them radio shows.
Yeah.
You guys out there, you need to quit drinking. If I was you, I'd quit drinking.
Yeah. So, anyways, Affordable Screen Print and Embroidery brings you story time, which brings us to last week.
Dum, dum, dum.
Oh,
Oh, that's what you get?
the story of Shane Burrows.
So let me see if I can direct this. I'm gonna try.
It's a little time to switch. There's a little switcheroo here.
Yo, it's the remix, baby. So you, Shane Burrows, Ned Clampett, and the rest of the Covered Wagon gang went on down to East Bay Raceway Park.
That's about right.
The clay by the bay.
That's about right.
And you guys brought one of them modified, open-wheeled modifieds, the street stocks without the front fenders.
And a lot more motor.
Oh,
well, not ours, but.
Well, anyways, y'all went down there. You and about 45 other cats, right? 40, 50? How many was there?
About 50 modifieds.
Bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go run the Winternationals.
Yep.
Okay. So night one, how's that go?
So practice night went pretty good. No complaints there. We actually had a left rear brake caliper hang up, and we had a damn spare in the trailer.
Well, that's always good.
For those of you watching at home, I was just making sure she was recording, but for those of you watching at home, for the 70B and Team Too Fat to Fly, having a spare brake caliper and spare brake rotors in the trailer is like most of y'all have
in the trailer. You guys have an enclosed trailer?
We got one of them.
Damn.
It's like most of y'all having
fancy.
a 9/16 wrench, because I couldn't find the 9/16 when we went to go change something. It was the brake line. I'm trying to change the caliper. I was like,
oh, y'all, so that's running a -4 then.
I was like, LJ, you got one of them 9/16s?
Hey,
I need one of them.
I told you, man, all you need is 2-3 crescent wrenches. You got every wrench you need.
Oh, we got crescent wrenches. That's
well, that's what you need. So you guys got through this
practice,
turmoil.
Yep, practice night went good. Changed caliper, changed pads, everything was fine.
Night one didn't go so bad though.
No, night one qualified 4th overall.
Because they qualify in groups.
Yep, qualified in groups. We were second quick in our group, 4th overall, and we won our heat race. Finished 4th in the A main. Solid start to the week. We're like, okay, solid
now,
start.
Now, does this? How many nights?
5 nights of racing.
5 nights of racing, or 4 nights of racing and 1 night of practice?
5 nights of racing.
Okay, now do the first 4 nights determine your starting position for the last night?
It sets. Okay, so
is it points all the way through?
You accumulate points throughout the week, and on Saturday night, the top 6 are locked in,
and then everybody else races like normal.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah. So the past 2 or 3 years, the past 2 out of 3 years, we've been locked in on points on Saturday night.
We're not talking about past. We're talking about right now.
No, I'm just saying for reference.
I know.
So,
hey,
no, we
I'm
damn
running,
sure we
I'm
were
running
nowhere,
this interview.
We were nowhere close to being locked in at 2021.
Of course not. Of course not, because we all know what happened. Well, so night 2, what happens? Let's talk about night 2.
So night 2, we actually set quick time in our group, fast time overall, out of the 50 modifieds or whatever that were there, and so I'm like, damn, still a solid start to the week. Everything's good. Roll out, we pull a 2 or whatever. I think it was Arrow 1. Started, I believe, outside pole of the heat race. Devin Dixon on the pole. Roll into 1. Devin tries a little slide job action. Shane turns back underneath him. This is lap 1 of the heat race. And Shane turns back underneath him, and they are 3 wide down the back, for the lead in the heat race, and kapow. Something spectacular happened at East Bay Raceway Park. Spectacular for the fans. Not
Fireworks
spectacular.
were early.
Not spectacular for the 70B and Team Too Fat to Fly, because we white smoked that place.
So we got a blowed motor.
We got to blow the motor. And at first, Shane didn't. We had carburetor problems the night before. Carburetor was blubbering. So Shane said, I thought the carburetor was clogged up again. So Shane's rolling through 3 and 4. I'm talking about white smoking. Looked like a cup motor.
And nothing was in his cockpit here?
No, it all come out the back. And he's going through 3 and 4. You know, Todd Hutto comes on the receiver. Yellow, yellow, yellow. He's going through 3 and 4, takes it out of gear. He's going, wham, wow, trying to clear it out.
Well, make sure it's broke.
Yeah, and then they said 70B.
So wait, it's still running. So what broke?
Dropped the valve.
Oh, okay. So then now a calamity.
Yeah.
Since he went ahead and cleared it out. So now we're into pits.
Now we're in the pits, and we're like.
So what happened?
And I'm thinking, because Shane is usually kind of one of those guys where I'm like, hey, man, you want to get spares ready in case you have a flat? Nah, the hell with it. If we have a flat, we're done. So I'm thinking.
I don't like that.
I'm thinking, we blow a motor, we're done for the week. We get back to the pits, and I'm like, hey, man, like, you know, we got my motor that we can run. You know, it's a steel headed motor, but, you know, decent. He's like, okay. Well, then let me change. Let me think about it. Well, Keith Nosbish walks down there, and he's like, you guys just run my progressive motor. And Shay's like, okay, well, where is it? He said, well, it's at Progressive. And we're like,
that's in deep South Miami.
We're like, where's Progressive?
M-I-Y-O.
He's like, it's in Miami. We're like,
and now, see, that sounds close. For most of you guys who don't own a map or a globe, Florida is a long state. Mm-hmm. So from Tampa, Florida to Miami, you're looking at 4.5, 5?
About 3.5.
3.5.
They're on the north side of Miami, luckily.
Okay,
luckily.
But you're every bit of 4, because it takes 3.5 down to get about past. Naples is 2.5.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so it's 3.5 to 4 hours. I mean, probably closer to 4. So
it's a long way.
You know, I'm there every night. Helping out at the track. Working on the car at the track, but I'm not there through the day during the Winternationals, except for usually Friday and Saturday. Well, one of our crew guys, Mr. J.R. Kunzbeck, says, I'm off tomorrow. I'll drive down there and get that
Hell,
son
I got
bitch.
time.
I'll drive down there and get that son bitch. And Shane's like, okay, so what are we going to do? J.R. said, look up the address. So we looked up the address to Progressive. It's almost 4 hours.
It's a ways.
He said, I'm going to leave my house at 4. I'm going to be down there when they open.
And that's an 8-hour round trip now.
Yeah.
That's a full day. So he gets down there when they open, what, 8, 9?
8, between 8 and 9, somewhere around there. Loads
it up. Mm-hmm. We'll say that's 10. So he's back here around noon 30?
It's about 1 when he got back.
Yeah, probably had to stop for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So we're at 1. Hot lap start at what, 5?
Hot lap started 5:30 or 6, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, 4 hours. That's an adequate amount of time to put this motor in. So bang, now we're night 2.
This is night 2. Yep.
No, he blew up night 2, so this is night 3.
Well, no, practice night. So technically night 2 of racing.
Well, no, but he won. He ran 4th first night, so he blew up second night in the heat race. So this is night 3.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I'm sorry.
So now we're putting the motor. That's okay. I keep the time. I keep you dialed in here.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I feel like I was.
Yeah.
So now we got this borrowed. We borrowed this motor.
We borrowed this motor
from old Keith Nosbish,
from The Godfather.
The 8.
And so we put it in, and Shane was like, "Man, like, what if I blow this thing up, man?"
Well, yeah. What happens if you blow it up?
And Keith said, "I don't care if it blows up. Just bring the parts back to me in a box."
Hey,
so that's where we were.
Keith ain't hurting.
Yeah.
So if he said that, I would have probably videoed it.
Yeah.
But either way, so he says, run it.
So we get back, and JR gets back and start putting the motor in. Well, JR calls me I leave work at like 4:30, about 30 minutes early, and I called JR. I was like, y'all need me at the shop or at the track? And he said, come to the shop. I said, okay. Well, I get a little bit closer to the shop, and he calls me, and he says, you might as well go to the house. I was like, why? He said, damn progressive motor, I don't know what's wrong with it. Won't fire up, sucking air.
Sucking air.
I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep coming towards Shane's shop, and then, we'll figure it out.
Right.
So I get there, and they're tightening up the carburetor. I'm like, thought it wasn't running. Shane looked at me, and he said, I got in a hurry. I left the washers under the carburetor. It was sucking air.
You'll have that.
You're rushing. So, get everything tightened up, turn her over, boom, fires up. Okay. Well, now it's 6:30, and we're 30 minutes.
But who the hell needs practice?
But we're 30 minutes from the track. So we're throwing everything in the trailer, run the car up in the trailer, strap it down, headed to East Bay.
Just throw in gear.
Yeah. So we get there and drop the tailgate on the trailer. And I got to give a little shout out here to one, Mama Grimm, Miss Linda Grimm. We hauled ass into the pits. Like, we were dropping the door. Me and JR were dropping the door before the truck even stopped. And she's parked across the road with LJ. And she looked at us, and she's going, hell yeah. Hell yeah. As we're dropping the door on the trailer. So we roll the car out, and we're like, all right, fire it up. We're going to put some block sealer in it. Just to make sure.
Maybe, yeah, it's a little stop leak.
And this is a 362 motor.
Yeah, fix a flat in the left rear, stop leak in the radiator. So go ahead.
So it's a 362 motor from Progressive, and then so we fired it up to let it run before we go out for the heat race.
We talk about changing gears, anything, nothing. We're just here. We are.
No.
Okay.
Put a different chip in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
So we're sitting there and warming the car up, getting ready to go out for the heat race because it's cold. It's really cold. And we had a guy there, AJ Maddox. He looks into the cockpit and he's like, starts freaking out. He's like, hey man, like the water temp is spiked. Like it's like 240, 260. And I'm like, what the hell? It's idling. So I look in there and sure enough, it's spiked. And
What did you burp the water though? It's gonna be steam.
Yeah, so we pulled the hood pins out, pulled the hood off, and it's spitting water out of the filters on the valve cover, and then it's spitting water out of the exhaust. And I was like, damn it. So Shane comes back. Shane had walked up there to see how good the track was. He comes back. He's like, why'd you turn it off? And I was like, spitting water. And he was like, shit. So here we are. We don't even run that motor.
So we blowed up.
Yeah, think of blowed head gasket.
Unofficially,
I think it's blowed head gasket. I mean, it'll fire up right now. But
either way, we're going to punt.
Yeah. So we're going to drop back and punt. We're going to go to plan B.
This will be C.
C. Sure.
Yeah.
So we go to plan C. So
what the hell is plan C?
So we didn't know.
Yeah, okay.
So Shane said, we're going to wake up Friday. And
so night 3 is a scrub.
Night 3 is a scrub.
So night 4,
Friday. We wake up and we're gonna find us a motor.
Oh, of course.
So make some phone calls, and our good friend Sean Smith says, "Man, I got a 604. You can put in that thing and run it tonight."
Now here's the cool thing about modifieds. There ain't no motor rule.
No, you run whatever you want.
Yeah, you anywhere from a Brandon Stratton to a 454.
Yeah,
whatever you can get between the frame rails is what you can run.
Yeah.
And it used to be if you ran a crate motor, you got a blade. If you didn't run a crate motor, you didn't get a blade and a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know those rules to be true right now, but either way, I don't think Team 70B is too concerned about spoiler or not spoiler. We're worried about smoke.
Yeah. So let me back up a little bit and say that after we blowed up Keith's motor, we were going to buy a motor. Shane said, okay, I'm going to buy a motor. I'm going to buy one that's big enough that we can go run.
He's going to buy a motor
at Evolution Alltech, and I'll be down on power. And I'm like, me and JR are like, okay, now we're talking. right?
Oh, I didn't know we was finna buy a motor.
So he goes down and talks to Devin Dixon. Devin Dixon's got 2 motors for sale. So Shane said, I want to buy, motor X. So he said, okay, come pick it up in the morning. Don't pay me. Pay me when you get to the track. Make sure it's running. If it's messed up, pull it out and give it back to me. I want you to make sure it's running before you pay me. Okay. He said, only thing though, it's got spread pour headers.
Oh, that's why y'all called me about the damn headers.
Yeah. So now backtrack to Thursday night. We're like, okay, we're gonna buy this motor from Devin tomorrow, but we need spread pour headers.
So ain't nobody got no headers, all them modifieds?
We posted on Facebook. We walked trailer to trailer. Nobody had spread pour headers.
How Jeff Matthews don't have no spread pour? I mean, that guy's got everything.
Jeff Matthews said, I got 20 sets of headers in the rafters, but
guaranteed.
He said, but I don't know what they are. You can come look at them. I don't think they're spread port. So I was like, shit. So we posted on Facebook, your dad called me. He's like, you buy the adapter plate, blah, blah, blah. So I called Shane like 10 o'clock that morning. I said, did we find headers? Like, do I need to take my Facebook post down or what? He said, Sean Smith's on his way to a house with a 604 crate.
Which is fine because it usually goes slick.
Yeah. He said, take the Facebook post down. We don't need the headers. I said, okay. So we put a 604 crate in, fired it up at the house. It sounds
This is my favorite part of the story.
It sounds like a truck motor. It sounds like an F-150 running. Usually, when we fire up a motor in Shane's shop, it's like, what? What'd you say? And this one, we were like, hey, Shane, like, how you think we're going to be good tonight? Yeah. Yeah. It's purring like a 2-day-old kitten. And so we're like, all right, cool. Well, at least it'll make a lap.
Hey. It's better than what we had.
Yeah, it's better than what we had. So we load her up, we go to the track.
We had Old Faithful before. Now we got something that can run.
Yeah, the one that we blew up was long due for a refresh, But anyways,
surely not.
We go to the track, and with the 604 crate Friday night, and we get there, and they say, "All right, hot laps." So we're actually there early today. Everything's bolted up.
We're gonna make practice.
Yeah. So we go out there, and track was real soupy. So
we're gonna find out what she's got.
They did like a 15-minute roll in, with the
wheel pack,
yellow flag at. We're just out. We're pack tracking.
Yeah, wheel pack. Yeah, I got
yeah. We're track packing. So go out there. Well, Shane pulls in the infield, and I'm like,
usually a bad sign.
Usually a bad sign, but Shane will do some weird shit. Like sometimes Shane will run 2 laps of hot laps and pull in, and he's like, "We're good." I'm like, "The tires ain't even hot." He's like, "We're gonna win. It's good." I'm like, "Okay." So he pulls in the infield, and I'm like, "Okay, well maybe he just is taking it easy." Well, then he comes out of the car and takes the hood off, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
If the driver takes the hood off on his own, involuntarily, usually bad sign number 2.
So push truck pushes us in.
Oh, bad sign number 3.
And he got to the trailer, and I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "It's ticking." I said, "What the hell does that mean?"
Ticking.
What does tick mean? Is there a tick in the car or a tick in the motor?
Usually, it could be exhaust leak.
Yeah.
Could be a little valve tap.
Yeah. I'm like, what's ticking? He's like, I don't know. So we called the guy that owns the motor, and he said, fire it up.
Could be a time bomb. We don't know.
Yeah. So called the guy that owns the motor, Sean Smith. He said, fire it up. So we fired it up, and it's like tick, 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 tick. And I was like, oh my God. So we pull the valve covers off.
It's ticking.
Yeah, it's ticking. And it's a time bomb.
This sounds like Wile E. Coyote's straight out of Acme TMT bag. She's ticking.
Yeah. So we pull the valve covers off, and, everything, there's not a rocker off, nothing. Everything's fine. Well, the guy that owns the motor says, hey, man, listen, sometimes a lifter gets,
the best part.
He said, a lifter gets stuck in that thing. All you got to do is rev that son of a bitch up.
Hey, I don't know much about engines. I can tell you, I know I know as much about engines as I do open heart surgery. And I can tell you this, most of the time a heart does not fix itself. And 12 times out of 11, an engine does not fix itself.
Well, Sean Smith said, well, sometimes, it's probably just a lifter stuck. Just rev it up.
She just needs a little help.
So, and this is the guy that owns the motor. So
that's a good sign, though.
we revved it up, and You know what happened to the tick?
It talked.
It got louder.
Bang.
So we shut it off. No, it didn't go bang. Yes, we turned it off. We shut it off, and we pull the plugs out and we turn it over, and we were like, okay. We pull the left side plugs out. We're like, okay, well, it ain't ticking now.
Well, that's good.
I don't know why, but it ain't ticking. So whatever, put the plugs back in. So the guy that owns the motor called back and said, just fire that sumbitch up and rev it up. If it blows up, it blows up. And I was like, okay. Put the plugs back in. Shane fired it up. Old AJ Maddox said, y'all might want to stand back. He was kind of joking, but kind of not. We all took a step back and we pulled the throttle. Boom. And it like, boom. And then just a massive hole in the side of the block. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's bad news. So here we are.
Here we are.
Now we're 3 dead soldiers in
3 days.
Yeah, I mean, we're running out of our infantry unit.
Yeah.
Like, the front line is weak at this point.
Yeah.
So where did we get the fourth one?
So Shane said, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go get some beer. Well, not go get some. We had some.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's like, we're going to get some beer out of the
sounds like
cooler.
a prerequisite for the 70B team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And so he's like, let's get some beer out of the cooler, go up to the hill. We're going to watch the street stock A-main and the modified A-main. And after we get real good and drunked up, we'll figure out tomorrow.
Hey, I like where his head's at.
So
I mean, when all else fails.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So we're up there pounding Busch Light on the hill, and
this is the Turn 3 hill.
Yes, the Turn 3 hill at East Bay.
Okay.
So races are over. I'm like, all right, what are we doing tomorrow? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay. So he said, I tell you what, we'll figure it out in the morning.
I mean, it sounds like a great leader.
So
I like it.
So Shane's body guy, Danny Cropper, gets.
So wait, his body guy's name's
Cropper.
Yeah, I know. This is great. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So
all this is great.
Danny Cropper wakes up Saturday morning, and
sure enough, this guy's an idea.
He goes to Jackie Nosbich's house, not Keith. He goes to Jackie's house. Jackie had
Let's go to the younger brother.
He had a 358 from Progressive that had only made like 20 laps in a brand new rocket in practice, and then he sold the rocket.
But it had made laps.
It had made laps, something that we hadn't done in 3 days.
I mean, I gotta like your chances.
So Cropper goes to Nosbich's house before daylight in the fog. He's loading up this motor. And he sends us a picture. Or he sends Shane a picture, and Shane sends it to me of the motor in the back of the truck. And Shane texts me and said, well, I guess we're racing today. Said, okay, well, I'll grab breakfast, and I'll be there in a little bit. So I roll in about 9:30, and the motor is in the back of the truck. And I'm like, all right, well, let's get it in. So we get it in, and we go to put headers on, and we're like, hey, Tom, where's the bag of stuff that you just got from Race Car Engineer? And he's like, oh, it's right there. Looking at it, I'm like, well, where's gaskets?
Just grab anybody's got some RVT.
He's like, what gaskets? I was like, Shane said, the header gaskets. He said, I forgot them.
Just need some RVT.
So I call LJ Grimm, and I'm like, where you at? He said, we're at Beefs.
So full-blown motors and you ain't got no gaskets?
We didn't lose all of our gaskets, okay? We've been mounting up headers.
The gaskets. Surely Busch Light was not involved in this. But go ahead.
So I call LJ Grimm. He's at lunch with Mike and Steve Boyd, which they build motors.
Damn sure should have some gaskets.
Yeah. And so I said, I need some gaskets. And he said, Mike, can Danforth go in the shop and get some gaskets? He said, yeah, just tell him to go in the motor room. So I went in there and I'm like, these look right.
Yeah.
So
I trust you.
I had the old one with me so I could match it up. So got them, went back to Shane's. Anyways, long story short, we got the Progressive 358 bolted in there. And so now here we are, Saturday night, $5,000 to win, 75 laps, the East Bay, the Winternational. Like, You win Saturday night, your name goes on the back of the shirt. Like, it don't matter if you win through the week. We've won through the week. That don't matter. You win Saturday night, that's what gets your name on the back of the shirt.
With Buzzy and Cagle and them. Yeah, I seen it.
So we're there, and obviously we're shit in points because we've only raced one night. And we blew 3 motors. So here we are Saturday. We're 38th in points, but luckily we had that 4th place finish.
Mm-hmm.
So Shane is starting 8th in his heat race.
So they don't qualify at all then?
They don't qualify at all on Saturday night. They do every other night, but Saturday night they don't. So we're starting 8th in our heat race in the top 3 transfer. Top 2 or 3. Well, Shane gets to 4th, and he gets in a pissing match with the driver of the Deuce Lethal car. I already said his name on the live.
Leave it that.
I already said his name on the live. So anyways.
No sense in being ugly right now. We've had a long way to get here. We're here now.
So him and Shane kind of, banged doors a little bit. And then, I think Shane felt like he banged him a little bit too hard.
So now he's upset.
Oh, yeah. Shane sent her off into turn 1. And I don't know if at any point he thought about turning.
We had no intentions of making this corner.
No, he just drove right in his door. Well, then Shane
GPS is rerouting.
Shane ended up looking like an ass because he spins out.
Damn, you'll have that.
So now we are starting.
You ever been behind the 8 ball?
Yeah.
And then you put yourself behind the 9 ball?
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
So we restart, green, white, checkered. He passes 2 cars. So we got decent. We're not dead last in the B. So we got to finish top 3 in the B. We thought we might have they told us you're probably going to have a provisional, blah, 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 but run the B main. So we ran.
How would they know that?
Because it's supposed to be the highest finishing driver from last year's Saturday that wasn't locked in. And we were the highest finishing one, but there were some other stipulations and some other shit in there. So we were starting 6th in the B.
Oh, you might as well run that.
And I said, all right, well, let's run it. Try not to tear it up. So
good idea.
Shane gets up there, takes the lead. But we got about a straightaway lead, and about 3 to go, the caution comes out. So now I'm like, and I'm on the fence trying to tell him, like, you got a big lead. Back her down.
Y'all ain't got no sticks or nothing?
No, Shane said if we ever pull out a set of sticks, he'll park the race car in the infield and he will get out. He said he don't care if he's leading.
That's terrible. Well, go ahead.
So
if you're a racer, use your tools, but go ahead.
So he goes to, we go to restart, runs 1 lap, all good. We get 2 to go, and he runs her off into 1 till he's seen Jesus at the pit gate.
What does Jesus look like, you think?
I don't know, but the 70B,
like the pictures?
The 70B saw it and turned sideways. And I was like, oh shit, we're done. So we turned sideways. Our good buddy LJ Groom's running 2nd. He rolls by us. 2nd roll. Now we're in the last transfer spot. And they come out of 4, get the white.
It's like y'all are trying to make this exciting.
4th is all over him. And I'm like, I'm a nervous wreck. I get more nervous watching Shane race than when I'm racing.
Absolutely.
I'm a nervous wreck. So we come around, we finish 3rd, make the race. So here we are rolling off 23rd for the 75 lapper.
Come on.
And at halfway, we were 7th, which is, they have a fuel stop at halfway, lap 38. So at halfway, we're 7th. And I'm like, okay, we're in this thing. And then.
So 23rd, so 7th.
Yeah, at lap 38, which is halfway. So, and then we restart.
I'm not good at math.
23rd that's 14 spots. No.
Come on, bud. That's 16, but go ahead.
16. Hey.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll be here for the hard questions. Go ahead. So.
You asked me, bitch. So anyways, we restart at the halfway mark. We restart 7th. And Shane, he picks off 6th. He picks off 5th. And the next thing I know, it's 10 to go. And we're 3rd. And then I'm like, shit. Well, then next thing you know, it's 5 to go. and we're second. And I'm like, Jason Hughes done led pretty much the whole race. And we're 2 car lengths off of Jason Hughes. And I'm like, this might be about to happen.
You got a shot.
We got a shot. That's
So
all I'm
you're saying
asking
there's
for.
a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. That's all I wanted was a shot. So anyways, there was a restart, lap 73. Buzzy Adams put her up on the boards and ripped the lip for 2 laps and won it by about a left front tire over Jason Hughes. We finished third. But I know we preach all the time, like, don't be happy with, second, third, fifth, whatever. But after the week that the 70B had, we blew our own motor, and then we blew 2 that we borrowed, and then we borrowed another one. We borrowed a 4th one. Another, and we run from 23rd to 3rd, barely made to A, run 23rd to 3rd, solidly, and actually ended up turning the fastest lap of the weekend that night. Like, I know you say don't be satisfied with 3rd, but damn.
No, but I mean, shit, in the Bristol story, I ran 2nd.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, this is what bench racing is, though.
Yeah.
I
mean, I know that
it's just the shit you talk about, the stuff you do. People don't understand the hell, because most folks, I mean, the majority of the people have seen it, right? But a lot of people just clicked on Facebook, saw the race recap, saw the black and white, and saw third.
Saw Shane Burrows finish 3rd.
That's what Dave Steele always harped me, was black and white, right? So, yeah, if you clicked on that, you saw on Dirt or whatever it was, you saw 3rd.
Right.
But sometimes people don't know what it takes to run 3rd. Hell, some people don't know what it takes to run 5th.
Yeah. It took a lot of help from JR, myself, and then as the week went on, I think people started feeling sorry for us. They started jumping in. And then next thing you know, AJ Maddox is turning wrenches. Garrett Green shows up at the shop on Saturday. He's like, what can I do? Can I go get Subway? You want me to get that 9/16 for you? Like, what can I do? And we started out the week, literally the night we ran 4th, the first night, it was Shane and 2 of us there. Saturday night, we had an entourage.
That's racing.
Shane Burrows had a fan club from sucking and blowing shit up all week.
Good things come with this.
Yeah.
I dig it. Like, I think this is the epitome of bench racing. Like, this is what it comes down to. Like, and this is the shit you'll talk about forever, because people don't know, like, the Winternationals, all they know is the T-shirt.
Yep.
And the names on the back. And they don't know what it takes to get there. Well, shit, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
It ain't
easy. I mean,
so if it took like this for the dude to get 3rd, hell, what do you think he went in to run 1st?
yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
That's just how racing goes.
I mean, like I said, I'm super proud. Like when they had that green white checkered, and we were 2nd, had the green white checkered. Buzzy Adams put her up on the boards and run 3rd. Like, as soon as Shane, we were all standing in turn 1, like giving Shane signals up in the pit stands there at East Bay. And as soon as Shane crossed the line and they dropped the checkers, and like that relief, everybody sighed, and like literally we were all in turn 1. We all just started hugging each other. Like, we were like so happy to run 3rd. Like, I say like this, I told Troy earlier, I said, everybody at the track all week was like, I've heard of people blowing 2 in 2 days, but I've never heard of 3 in 3 days. And then he mentioned like David Gravel or something. He said he blew 3 in 3 days. And then what'd you follow it up with? What'd you follow it up with?
The difference is they're rich.
Yeah, we ain't rich.
They had 5 motors and they blew 4.
We blew up a 3-year-old, 3 or 4-year-old. The motor's 15 years old, but it's been 3 or 4 years since we got it refreshed. And then we blew up 2 motors that we borrowed. So, and then now the 4th motor from Mr. Jackie Nosbitch, we're trying to buy that one. So if you want to go to Bench Racing, benchracing.myshopify.com and buy a 70B hat, that's going straight towards the motor. We got to get
$20 at a time. Yeah. We're going to Johnny Cash this thing right out of Nas business.
Hey, one hat at a time. Hey, that's what we're going to do. So,
That's bench racing, folks.
That is. And like I said, man, and what's cool is to be able to do it with an old group of friends, you know, me, Shane, JR, Brandon.
What he means is just a couple of hillbillies from Polk County.
Yeah.
And to go out there and race with the best in the business.
We said more F words and drank more Busch Light in those 3 or 4 days than I think probably any race team has ever done. But it all ended up good. And then, you know, like I said, to do it with an old group of friends. And then as the week goes on, you know, people start jumping in and helping. And, you know, here's some gaskets. You know, here's a set of Allen wrenches to do this or that or whatever. You know, even the guy that loaned us a 604 crate, Sean Smith, he helped put it in that day. You know,
it's just, that's racing.
It's racing, man.
And I dig it. Like, I think it's great because, like, we've all had stories like that. They just don't ever turn out to be a top 3 at the Winternationals. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, sometimes you're just doing that shit just to compete.
Yeah.
And you don't hear enough of that. You know, and shit, we've seen something similar to that ourselves this weekend at a pavement race. Like, most of the time, racers getting this big secretive, like my camp, your camp. They don't want to, people don't want to disclose stuff. But when shit hits a fan, you find out who your friends are.
100%.
And that's what I love about racing is, like, people get real, you know, emotional. People get real secretive. People get real, put their walls up. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, well, they want you in the race. Because if you're not in a race, then they didn't beat you.
Right.
You know, so you got to make sure they're out there. And, I mean, I seen that, like I said, this weekend with Michael had a transmission issue and a driveline issue, and we had Campy and Nasty and these guys helping. And it was like, well, an hour ago, we all hated each other.
Yeah.
You know, but when it came down to it, push come to shove, you know, the gloves come off. Now it's time. Well, you turn into a racer.
Right.
And you start seeing people's hearts when racers turn into racers. Yeah. And then, now, as soon as that bitch fires and you make it on the track, we hate you again.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want you to beat us, but, like, that's when people talk about the racing community, the racing family, you know, is big. And let somebody be wounded or let somebody actually physically get hurt.
Right.
And you'll find out the hearts in the racing community, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'll wrap story time up with this. You know, I actually had a guy who's a fan of the show. You know, I posted on Facebook on Sunday, like after it kind of all sank in, and I woke up, and you know, I was like, you know, 3 blown motors, a trip to Miami, 23rd to 3rd in the A main. You know, this is a week that none of us will ever forget,
even if you wanted to.
And exactly, and there was a guy I believe it's Jerry Cutting. He commented on it, and he said, you guys are what racing's all about. He said, you know, I was there all week watching you guys, and he said, through everything, y'all laughed it off, drank some beer, and figured it out as you went.
He must have missed all the cussing.
He must have missed. He was on the hill.
Because sometimes you go 23rd to 24th after all that.
Yeah. Yeah, he must have missed that. But like I said, man, it's a week that I know that me, obviously Shane, but Shane, myself, JR, Brandon, Tom, Danny, AJ, Garrett,
every
anybody,
Tom, Dick, and Harry who slung a wrench.
Everybody who slung a wrench, went and picked up antifreeze, went and picked up oil, went and picked up Chick-fil-A, grabbed me. My wife, Bailey, you know, grabbing this on the way to the track. Shane's fiance, bringing a bag of 30.
There's a hell of a lot of mud to scrape in between here too.
She brought 30 McDoubles to the track. Like, I mean, anybody
Brian
who
had 28 of them.
Oh, hey, after I wasn't gonna eat, and then we blowed up, and I was like, I'll indulge, and I actually put one in my hoodie pocket for the ride home, and that's packed.
To go.
Yeah. So that I'll wrap it up with that, man. Like I said, we've ran the Winternationals the past 4 years, and this was by far in results, the least successful throughout the week because, you know, in the past 4 years, I think we've won 3 features throughout Winternationals, but we didn't come up with a feature win this year, but this is by far the most, and I think everybody on the team will agree with me, the most memorable Winternationals to date. And I tell you what, I can't wait till the 2022 Winternationals.
When you look back at it, that's what it's about. It's like, I mean, these memories. Like,
yeah.
That's the shit that keeps you coming back. That's racing.
You know what that is?
That's a sickness.
That's a sickness. All right, man. Hey, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I know a lot of y'all have bought a hat and, you know, supported the calls because we're that fourth motor that we put in, we're trying to actually purchase that thing right now. So if you've bought a hat, I appreciate it. If not, you know, you maybe consider throwing $20 our way to get a hat so we can put that motor in the old 70B and go compete for some wins here around Florida this year in the modified. So appreciate everybody.
We're going to come back to back with another episode here shortly.
Yeah, well,
we got to because people are all over us, and we got a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Racing in Florida's been picking up. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Benchies were cool.
The Benchies were cool, yeah.
Story time's always cool.
Story time's always a blast.
But we got to come back. We're going to have some guests. We got to do some reshoots with Austin and maybe Chase King.
Yeah.
Guys, we got some stuff coming up here. I know y'all. Again, still blows me away that you guys are this in tune. Like, to being stopped on the front stretch last Saturday at Showtime, people going, so when are you going to have another bench racing episode? And hearing the fans cheer, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, man, apparently y'all just as screwed up as we are and just as ate up about racing as we are. And we're going to keep bench racing.
Yep.
We're going to keep talking that shit.
Yeah,
and,
all week at East Bay. I mean, I'd walk to the fence and roll on track, and somebody would be like, hey, man, when you going to put another one of them Facebook deals out?
Yeah, one of them radio show Facebook podcasts.
One of them video deals y'all do on the old Facebook there.
Well, they're coming. We're gonna knock another one out here shortly. Try to go back to back here.
Yeah.
And you know, again, like he said, appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed story time.
Yeah.
And let's go racing the rest of the month.
Yeah, let's go racing. Hey, it's Florida in February, baby. Let's
Come
get
on.
after it. Hey, there's a race every night at any track in Florida pretty much. Do not sit your ass at the house. Get your ass out to a local short track and watch some racing. Florida in February is what it's all about. All the guys from up north tweet about it. They hashtag it. Get your ass off the couch and go watch some damn local racing in Florida. It's Winternationals. Let's get it.